Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys had a fantastic day today and you are ready for the Fed tomorrow, Apple earnings on Thursday, and AMC earnings coming on Friday. Now, here in this video, we're going to talk exclusively about AMC earnings, what I think is going to happen after earnings. We're going to look at the option activity and see if there is a potential trade here with the options, and I'll give you guys my analysis on that. But I also want to talk about this, and this has not been discussed at all in the AMC community. And while a lot of people think that without the reverse split and without AMC raising a lot of capital, AMC is destined for bankruptcy, well, there might be someone or a group of someones that cannot afford to let AMC fail. We're going to talk about that here in this video because I think it's really a door into something that we have not discussed before, like ever here on this channel. So, or really on anyone's channel. I've never heard anyone talk about this. So we're going to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Help push this video out to as many people as possible because trust me, they need to hear this information heading into such a big catalyst like AMC earnings. Now, if you guys also want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. We have been hitting some monster trades over there recently. Earnings season is the best season. If you guys want access to all of my trades in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Never financial advice, but it is a good tool to help you use in your own trading strategy to incorporate that into your own strategy. Now, let's get into what is currently going on with AMC and what the expectations are for earnings. Now, earnings, you're expecting a loss of 17 cents per share, roughly a loss of about $90 million. Now, that's a lot better than last year's Q1 loss, which was about $150 million. So you're expecting about a 67% increase to EPS year over year. So you're already expecting some pretty good things out of AMC. Now, Adam Aron came out yesterday in regards to Robinhood making that error message saying that AMC went bankrupt. Adam Aron came out and responded to that saying that they have a sizable cash position, and when they report earnings, essentially they're going to show that they are not going bankrupt, at least anytime soon. That's what is implied from that tweet that Adam Aron put out. So Adam Aron did incentivize, or insinuate, I should say, that AMC is going to have good earnings. And I do think that is, going to happen. And I think that's ultimately, a positive thing for AMC. Now, AMC is not like any old stock that if you get good earnings, the stock's probably going higher. If you get bad earnings, the stock's probably going lower. Now, AMC, highly dependent on guidance as well, in which I do think, Adam Aron's going to give us good guidance. He typically does, and AMC has beats more times than not on the top and bottom line. Top line being that just revenue number, bottom line being the loss, right, or the potential profit. AMC usually beats on both the top and the bottom lines. Now, Avatar 2 came out December 16th, so a lot of those numbers are going to be recorded for Q1, and the box office has been pretty good. Now, Adam Aron, the last earnings, announced a lot of new things. Now, the biggest new thing that they announced was variable pricing on their seats, and I think that is going to be a big highlight and a big source of internal revenue growth, meaning this is not a new product, this is not a new branch of their business, this is adding to their core business something that could fundamentally improve their margins by a whole hell of a lot. And I think that was highly just thrown out the window the last earnings season, and I think it's going to mean some much better numbers coming this earnings season. If not this earnings season, probably the next one. And Adam Aron's probably going to give you pretty good guidance for the next quarter as well. So that is a part of it. But AMC typically reacts very bullishly to earnings. And we'll give you guys the rundown ever since this whole saga started in 2021. So, AMC reported earnings after the January kind of rally here. AMC kind of went down. They started to go higher. Heading into earnings in March of 2021, AMC went from $6 per share after earnings to about $9 per share following earnings. So that was a pretty good rally right there. Now, May 2021, AMC stock was sitting at about $5 per share, rallied to about, what is it, on the split adjusted price, about $45 per share, about a 10x in price. So that was a pretty good rally. Now, over here, in August of 2021, AMC stock went from about $17 before earnings, and then after earnings rallied to about $33 per share. Now, November of 2021, this is really the weak spot if you want to point out AMC's history of rallying after earnings, where AMC was about, and I mean, I guess they technically did rally a little bit, right? AMC was about $21 per share, rallied to a high of about $27 per share, and then fell and has never recovered since. Back here in March of 2022, AMC stock was trading at about $8 per share, rallied up to a high of about $21 per share. The following earnings, AMC stock in August actually peaked out like right after earnings, went from a low of about $8 per share to a high of about $16 per share. Back here in November of 2022, AMC went from $5 to about $9 per share. The last earnings season you got, which ended the rally right after earnings, AMC pre-earnings rallied from $4 per share up to about, again, $9 per share. I think it was like $8.50 per share. But nonetheless, you guys can see AMC stock tends to rally after earnings. And this time around, AMC looks a lot more bullish than most of those other times before they reported earnings. AMC is on a clear and obvious uptrend here, even on bad days, even on the worst days you have seen in the markets in a while now. And today was that worst day. The S&P 500 dropped about 1.25% today. AMC stock dropped 2.65%. Very strong day. Retraced off the lows beautifully, getting pretty close to that 50-day moving average and retracing from there. This looks like a pretty bullish candle, if I were to say so myself. So the rally here with AMC, if history were any guide here, and if you could just make blind estimates based off of history, which we don't like to do, but we like to take it into consideration, AMC, a typical rally after earnings, about 75%. Which would put AMC at about almost $10 per share. Some of the bigger rallies you've seen with AMC after earnings are about 150%, which would put AMC at about $14 per share. Those are numbers that I could live with. And if that were to happen now, granted the short interest is at the highest levels that you have seen since this whole trade started, well, you could probably go higher than that. You could probably start to squeeze shorts out of those short positions. And that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to this earnings season. This time shorts got squeezed out of their short positions. Am I right here? I think I'm pretty right. Now, as far as trading AMC earnings, if you guys are a part of the trading community, you guys probably don't even need to watch this part of the video because we're going to be doing that extensively. But for some of those of you that are not, this is not financial advice. This is not personally the trade that I'm going to make. This is not saying that this is a home run trade or anything like that. But if you take a look at the options, they're really not priced accordingly for how AMC could rally. For an example, and let me start. I wouldn't buy the May 5th options. I wouldn't buy the May 12th options. The options that I would, the only ones that I would touch would be the May 19th or longer, because you want to have a couple weeks at least after earnings to capture that move. But if you look at some of these options, a $6 call is going for $23 or $24. That is not accurately priced based off of what you typically see after AMC earnings, and that would be that 50 to 150% rally. That means you could make a lot of money on some of these options. Even the $7 calls going for $14 a piece. That does not seem appropriately priced heading into AMC earnings. Now, what I will tell you is that probably starting a little bit tomorrow, but more so on Thursday, even if AMC were flat these options are probably going up in value. That is because IV, it's implied volatility, goes higher into earnings, typically with most companies, because people start to make their final bets. They start to make their final trades, and they start to buy options at a premium. And the options tend to go up in value heading into earnings. That's why sometimes if you guys have ever bought a call or a put on a stock, and the stock doesn't really do much that day, but they report in after hours, sometimes both the call and the put will be up. And you're like, why am I making money on both a call and a put right now? Isn't that not supposed to happen? Well, heading into a company's earnings report, that can happen. And really what I like to do is go into some of these positions pretty large, play a directional move, right? If AMC is just rocketing off, the start of the day, or maybe it's towards the end of the day, if AMC starts a rally, to go in with a sizable position, look for 20 to 30%, sell out, keep some contracts for free, but get my initial investment back. That's the best way that I like to trade, especially in earnings season. But I just think, bottom line here, these options are not appropriately priced for the way that AMC could move. From now until May 29th, the options market is expecting AMC, if you're looking at the $5.50 options, which AMC is at $5.51, they're only implying about a 36-cent move higher. That's it, or a 38-cent move higher. So under $6 per share. That just doesn't sound right to me, when AMC historically rallies 50 to 150% after earnings. That just doesn't make sense. So I do think there is some potential here with options, and I did want to highlight that for all of you guys. I don't recommend you guys trade options, just buy and hold the stock. But for those of you guys that do trade options, I know a lot of people do. I would say most people in some capacity or another do trade options. It is something to pay attention to. Now, short interest, all of that, if you guys have not seen, sitting at about 26%, still $753.5 million worth of short positions on AMC. Days to cover at about 5 and 100% share utilization. The cost to borrow rates that we are currently seeing, about 358% on the cost to borrow max, cost to borrow average at about 333%. Now, these numbers are looking very good. Just, if I have to say it again, I will. These numbers are the highest numbers you have seen in the history of this trade with AMC. They have not been higher than this. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. This article is talking about the strike, the writer's strike, like writers that make movies. They're striking, right? Or they're about to start striking. This article came out 7 hours ago. It says, AMC stock alert. What does the Hollywood writer's strike mean for AMC? Now, it goes on to say that if this strike lasts longer than expected, it might affect the business. But that Amc Earnings has said that they don't expect this to impact AMC too much at all. Now, the last sentence of this I find pretty interesting. And I think it kind of, opened a door in my brain because I hadn't thought about this before. But it says, AMC stock, what happens next? The movie industry can't afford for AMC to go broke. The longer the strike lasts, the greater the possibility becomes. Now, that doesn't sound like a great sentence there. It doesn't sound like a good headliner for investors in AMC, for people looking for the MOAS, hoping AMC doesn't go bankrupt, right? It doesn't sound good. But what I got out of this is that if worse came to worse, if the reverse split did not happen, if the MOAS did not happen, if all things went wrong, then who would be there to bail out AMC? Who would be there to invest in AMC to make sure AMC did not go bankrupt? Well, it might be the movie studios. They literally cannot afford for AMC to go out of business. They would probably inject capital into AMC in a last-ditch effort to keep the company alive. And we're not even close to this actually happening, but I think it's an interesting topic because, the studios here have a lot to lose if AMC does go bankrupt. This article goes on to say that really a lot of the reruns and stuff you see on TV, they're not in high demand since most companies now have their own streaming services, and streaming is unprofitable. So really the only profitable place a lot of studios can get a return on their invested capital for making these movies is in movie theaters. And if AMC were to be done, then that source of profit would be gone. Interesting topic. I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. A little bit more reassurance, I guess, for some people that think if this reverse split did not happen, AMC would go bankrupt. Obviously, I'm not in that camp. I don't think AMC is going bankrupt with or without this reverse split. I think the earnings are going to show us exactly that, and I think we'll let the earnings talk. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Again, if you guys want to trade with me live in real time, it is not a recommendation. If you decide to join that, it's a great community. It's a great tool. You get my perspective on why I'm making trades, when I'm making trades, but they're not all home runs. Some of them, like ANET that I've talked about, 400% winning trade, $250 into potentially $5,000 if ANET falls another 2% by May 19th. That's a very good trade, but not all of them are like that. Right? You can lose money, and you will lose money at some point trading options. Trading in this market, you will take losses. And I want to point that out there. It's not a recommendation. It's not financial advice. But it's a tool that you can use if you'd like to, down below in the description of this video to sign up for it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.